Good morning, everyone. I
Good
am
morning.
Garima Pant, Assistant Editor, eHealth Magazine. I welcome you all to the Elets Digital Pharma Summit, organized by Elets Technomedia and eHealth Magazine, powered by Gupshup with IDMA as supporting partner. Spread across the next 2 days, we will be witness to discussions by industry stalwarts on the theme Decoding Pharma Technologies Post-Pandemic. I would also like to welcome our live audience who is joining us in the Avatar 3D platform of Elets Technomedia, where our virtual summit is being streamed. It is my privilege to welcome Mr. Dara B. Patel, Secretary General, Indian Drug Manufacturers Association, and
Thank you.
Mr. J. Jayaseelan, Vice President, Industrial Pharmacy Division, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, to the inaugural session of the Elets Digital Pharma Summit. For the formal welcome of the August gathering, may I now request Dr. Ravi Gupta, Founder, CEO, and Editor-in-Chief, Elets Technomedia Private Limited, to take over the mantle. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Welcome our esteemed speakers of the inaugural session, and welcome all our delegates who have joined us on our 3D platform Avatar, and who are also watching us on social media. It is a pleasure for us at Elets to welcome you all at this digital pharma summit. Digital pharma Summit is an initiative of Elets, and we have been organizing pharma leadership summits, healthcare leadership summit, and various other the summits related to healthcare, including the radiology sector, diagnostic sector, and several other sectors. Our aim at Elets has be- been to create platforms where knowledge in each of these sectors in the healthcare uh, is collected and disseminated and shared with the wider audience. And we have been publishing eHealth magazine, which is India's and Asia's first and the only magazine focusing on health IT and healthcare innovations for last 15 years. It is our pleasure to welcome Dara B. Patel, who is Secretary General, Indian Drug Manufacturers Association. Welcome,
Thank you.
Mr. Patel. Thanks for joining us. We are honored to have you with us.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. And we have with us Mr. J. Jayaseelan, who is Vice President, Industrial Pharmacy Division, Indian Pharmaceutical Association. Welcome, Mr. Jayaseelan. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. And over the 2 days, we have an excellent lineup of speakers from various sectors of the um, pharma vertical, and people have joined us from various parts of the country and also abroad. And we also have several other innovators who are going to join us. So the context is like really set that last 1.5 years have been tremendously different. A lot of pressure on the pharma sector has happened, and the pharma sector has actually delivered in these times of crisis of where everyone was dependent on the Indian pharma companies, not only India, but many of the global companies were dependent upon us. And uh, a lot of demands and a lot of expectations of the sectors have evolved in the last 1.5 years. And there is a talk about self-reliance, there is a talk about increasing efficiency, increasing margins, increasing profits. And so a lot of changes have happened, and a lot of regulatory uh, support has like also happened, but there are many expectations of the industry for further growth of this sector. So let me request Mr. Patel to give the inaugural keynote address, and where he will highlight. I request him to highlight that what are the challenges and opportunities for the Indian pharma sector, and especially how it can use digital uh, to expand its reach, improve the customer satisfaction, improve the supply chain management, and also become number one globally. So over to you, Mr. Patel.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Ravi Gupta. And I must compliment Elets for having this wonderful seminar. I remember last year also being part of your excellent seminar when we were all undergoing real tensions and problems and major issues on how to continue the pharma production. But that's all history now. But we have to learn from that history, and we've learned. This is a wonderful theme you have come up with, decoding pharma technologies post-pandemic. So I have great pleasure in sharing my thoughts with you, uh, especially what we have done in IDMA, what our members are doing, and what's happening around across the country and globally. Of course, we have not been lagging behind. Some of us have already started this almost 5 years ago. But this pandemic taught us that we need to step up our activities for digitalization. I want to thank Ravi Gupta and his team for putting up this wonderful two-day program. And I welcome all of you, especially my friend and our colleague at IDMA, Mr. Jaishilan. And I want to thank Garima Pant for coordinating this wonderful seminar. So, technology is impacting every aspect of our lives today, you'll all agree. And the need of the hour is that the pharma companies must become ready with the next level pharma technologies. The agility to adapt to the changing sector requirements across the globe, deliver to meet the ever increasing demands of healthcare sector, has made pharmaceutical companies respond very effectively to this pandemic induced times. Digital transformation in the pharmaceutical industry is essential for improved patient care, cost effectiveness, greater transparency, improved production, and drug development. We are going through a complete disruption in healthcare, and similarly, a lot of acceleration has happened in the pharma industry as well. We are talking of augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, predictive analysis, and so on. And these are now the buzzwords within the industry. The challenging times during this pandemic has called for technology-induced transformations. Pharmaceutical companies are trying very hard to keep up with the revolution brought through digital technology. Mobile communications, big data, cloud computing, advanced analytics, digital marketing, and Internet of Things are among the innovations that are beginning to transform the healthcare industry. You all know that Industry 4 is the digital transformation of manufacturing, production, and related industries and value creation processes. The fourth industrial revolution, 4IR or Industry 4 as it is called, is the ongoing automation of traditional manufacturing and industrial practices using modern smart technology, large-scale machine-to-machine communication, and the Internet of Things are integrated for increased automation, improved communication, and self-monitoring and production of smart machines that can analyze and diagnose issues without the need of human intervention. But now we are progressing and going a step further with Industry 5. And Industry 5 refers to people working alongside robots and smart machines. As machines in the workplace get smarter and more connected, Industry 5 is aimed at merging those cognitive computing capabilities with human intelligence and resourcefulness in collaborative operations. We can assure quality through digitalization, and there should be proper integration between IT and technically qualified pharma professionals. In fact, you'll be happy to note that most companies are comfortable with virtual quality audits today, and it's becoming a big success. The Indian pharma market, as you all know, is almost dollars 44 billion, which is and 50% of this is exports. So almost 200 plus countries want Indian medicines and APIs, and that's how we are ranking number 3 as far as volumes are concerned. But because of our price competitiveness by value, we are almost 12th or 13th. It has established itself as a global manufacturing and research hub. A large raw material base and availability of skilled workforce has given this industry a definite competitive advantage over the others. The domestic pharmaceutical industry includes a network of more than 3,000 drug manufacturers with 10,500 manufacturing units, and we offer a big menu of almost 60,000 formulations. So you can imagine the large pharma base that we have. Digital technology is going to play a pivotal role in ensuring that the pharma industry continues to function to the best of its abilities, providing both healthcare practitioners and patients with the necessary vital support that is required. According to me, the following digital technologies would be required by the pharma companies to remain relevant. And it's very important today to be relevant. Firstly, the virtualized HCP marketing, that is the healthcare practitioners marketing. Pharma companies would have to shift away from traditional digital channels towards more engaging platforms such as virtual peer-to-peer sessions, medical hybrid webinars, treatment protocols. This would be an evolution in how business is being done. Remote patient support. As healthcare shifts more towards a self-service model, remote monitoring, instructional and advisory content, and facilitation of online patient communities are all ways pharma can engage with patients and support HCPs in the process. Tools like data virtualization, deeper content personalization will allow pharma companies to communicate insights or share results with patients more intuitively. We also have data-driven decision making. As the impact of COVID-19 on other conditions and illnesses becomes clearer, the health system as a whole will become more reliant than ever on data and artificial intelligence. To identify emerging patterns and respond accordingly, we need to depend on data-driven decision making. Firms would need to recruit data scientists, data science talents to ensure that they are equipped to deal with complex consumption patterns, certain to emerge in the post-COVID-19 landscape. Technology-powered trials, that's also seeing the light of the day now. Digital strategies considered for clinical trials assessments includes telemedicine, remote electronic, medical records, access, and virtual monitoring. Companies who have already become more digitally skillful are now examining what more can be done virtually across the clinical trials, help improve processes, and gain efficiencies in units, resources, and in time management. The next important one is cloud-enabled and startup-inspired collaborations. That's also the order of the day now. Pharma has woken up to the potential of the cloud, especially in the field of drug development. Cloud facilitates closer collaboration between organizations by making it easier to share data, and in turn, this can speed up the process of finding new treatments. In parallel, the COVID-19 crisis has drawn a powerful response from dynamic tech startups. Digital health entrepreneurs have the ability to respond rapidly to changes in the market with solutions ranging from apps and chatbots. Nowadays, there are webinars, virtual meetings, training programs, AGMs, shareholders meetings, job interviews, panel discussions, television interviews. Everything is happening on virtual platform, and pharma is not lagging behind. Even the doctor visits and the calls that are made to the doctors are virtual, and doctors in fact prefer virtual calls. Starting from research and development to manufacture and supply chain, marketing and sales, this very best technology expertise are needed across the value chain. The potent openings, hence, will exist, combining pure science with data science and digital technology. However, the reality is that the industry generally has been quite unwilling to embrace changes. I mean, that happens in every industry. Sometimes the new technology can be adopted slowly or absolutely not. The COVID pandemic has changed this situation and acted as a facilitator for change, because change is another name of progress. Virtual meetings are here to stay. Webinars, training programs, quality audits, as I've already spoken. But despite the fact that things are slowly moving to normal, virtual is still the norm. Companies have given up huge chunks of spaces and encourage employees to still work from home or anywhere else because they are achieving huge savings in it. So this trend may continue. Digitalization will proliferate every kind of activity. India being a fragmented market, everyone can be digitally connected, and we have to learn from each other. Whilst I support digitization and so many professionals do support digitalization, uh, let us understand one thing, that whilst ensuring digitalization, we need to remember one thing, that we do not do digital for the sake of it. We have to look at digital as a tool to achieve our goals. And to achieve our goals is important, but do not force it into the system. That is very important. You should see for yourself how much digitalization is good for you, and then continue revamping your business accordingly. At the same time, ensure that you don't lose out on the opportunities. Uh, with this, I conclude my remarks on digitalization. I want to wish all the delegates good luck, and please ensure that you ask enough questions to the excellent speakers who are there lined up in the next 2 days, because digitalization is an idea whose time has come and we can't ignore that fact. So thank you very much, and I wish all of you fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. You have highlighted several aspects, and you have talked about how India has improved in a lot in the pharma sector, and our self-dependence on API has also increased. And you also have mentioned about that we have to, of course, focus on digitalization, but we have to see that how much it is actually needed and use it wherever it is actually needed instead of using it for the sake of it. So great point, Mr. Patel. And let me request Mr. Jay Seelam to kindly give his keynote address. Over to you.
Good morning, colleagues. Dr. Ravi Gupta, Elets Technomedia, and other colleagues from Technomedia. My friend Dr. Mr. Dara Patel from IDMA, other delegates who are participating in the conference. A formal good morning to everyone. Actually, I am an extended version of Indian IDMA and representing the industry division of IPA, because always we are happy to represent Indian pharma industry. As Mr. Dara said, we are the pharmacy of the world, and we are no other industry from India made this impact of saving too many countries, over 200 countries. We are not doing just a business, but we are also saving trillion and trillion of people across the globe. That is a reason we are always proud to tell that we are not just talking about the vaccine. Vaccine is a big chapter that we all know. We are talking on the daily. India produced the maximum vaccines given to the billions of people and also to the rest of the world. But I'm talking about regular medicines, chronic ailment medicine, diabetic, hypertensive medicines, antibiotics. All these medicines are important because almost 2 years gone in pandemic. Without regular medicine, how would you ensure security or health safety in the country? So we ensured that has happened, and so that is why. And for your just information, during this period, the impact of digitalization, as Mr. Dara said, some people were ready even before 5 years, but the impact of this digitalization by force or by default, whatever we can tell, every pharma industry, whether it is a big one or smaller pharma industry, was part of digitalization somehow. Otherwise, we would not have survived. We are forced to learn all digital things in digital marketing, including for filing the license is online today. So getting license from regulatory is online. Answering everything is online today. So that way, coming back to the topic of the impact of digitalization post-pandemic, what I will reinstate here is this pandemic has made digitalization to come into life little earlier. Otherwise, what we are talking would have happened after 3-4 years. By force, by 100%, we would have got to this situation of following using digital media, digital tools. If pandemic is not there, it would have achieved in another 4-5 years. Whereas we are already into that place. That is the one advantage of this pandemic happened to the pharma industry. Friends, coming back to the digitalization, Dara has touched everything what is possible with the given time, little 5-10 minutes. He has touched the every field of pharma industry, how digitalization can be used. Let me reinforce what he has told. Is like, no, you take pharma right from R&D. We all know for R&D, two things are important. One is money, second is time. Before digitalization or even computerization era, one product getting into the approval will take 10 to 12 years. And see, the money invested is up to $2 to $2.5 billion for a product to come out. In basic R&D, today, this IoT or artificial intelligence and data blockchain, all these digitalization tools has made R&D very viable. Many Indian pharma companies are also today into basic research. One biggest important reason is this digitalization tools. Now we are able to process multiple data in R&D. These artificial intelligence and other tools are used very efficiently to pick up the target molecule or target product, and we are able to work fast. Time, second is time. Money is reduced. Second, we are able to process it at a very higher speed, 24/7. As a result, the progress is better in R&D. Now, once the product is done, R&D is done. Now, think the product is approved. For approval, regulatory, as Mr. Dara said today, even US FDA has come for virtual audit. Not only the company, see, the data is already through computerized CTD dossiers or whatever you call. The regulatory is asking all our data, raw data, including raw data, everything through digital media only. It started earlier, but the surprise after this post-pandemic is including audit. The audit was through digital. So that is the one good thing happened now. Many countries, not only US FDA, many rest of the world countries are also accepting or doing audits in through digital. And even pharma companies doing vendor audits and other things through digital. So regulatory approval is through online. So all those things happen. Now think the product is approved and come for manufacturing. Friends, this manufacturing, it would be redefined. Like, we are all talking about good manufacturing practice, GMP, all those things. See, when everything is done through man, always there is an error of manual error is available. Whereas today, because of this IoT of things and machine to machine learning, all those things are put pharma industry in a better place. What we can do is the replication of the product would be 100% the same. The important thing is in pharma, once they have, why regulatory is asking you to make 3 batches, validation batch, all those things, steps are available just to ensure the repeatability is there and you are able to produce the same kind of product with your proper formulation technique or whatever strategy, GMP. So now this digital tools are helping us to take a product, to bring a product with the same precision. And you think about all those techniques now, even the digital printing technology is coming. Like, so what is happening is we are able to produce production, the products, the same thing. It is like cloning. Each tablet would be similar to the same tablet which is produced even 10 batches before. So this is what repeatability is the important thing in GMP, which we are able to achieve 100% through digitalization. Most importantly, now robots are used And you remember when robots are used in, it started in bigger pharma company, friends. Now robots are started coming into even MSME companies where multiple people are approaching. See, what is the advantage in production, commercial production? See, robots can work in without electricity. No current is needed. No comfort is needed. Think of having 500 employees, lot of comforts, tea time, lunch time, AC ambience, and say electricity 24 by 7. All those things are not there. Cost of production comes down, and the robot is able to work better than if you want say 10 lakh tablet in 8 hours, it will come 10 lakh tablet in 8 hours. No need of even IP variation of 5% plus or minus 100 like that. So the precision and speed, time, cost, everything, operational cost, everything is going to come down through this digital in production. So in production, this all this digital tool is going to help a lot. And once the product is produced, now it has to go to the market. There, the supply chain is very, very important. Supply chain is one area which is going to take digital in already it has taken. We all know supply chain. We know the product has to travel to the even till the pharmacy with the same kind of temperature. So what happens is in supply chain, digital tools, particularly blockchain, all those things, data management, everything is going to have an impact, and supply chain will be ensured. See, the point is where the product is out of stock. We have seen this remdesivir and other some product was available, but in some place it was out of stock during pandemic. Lot of hue and cry was there. When digitalization is there in logistics, it ensures the product where it is needed. We all know most of the products expiry is 18 to 24 months. Supply chain digital tool is helping to use the product first manufactured to dispense first, all those things first to first thing in warehouse, everywhere our digital media is helping. So logistics and supply chain is a very important area where 100% digitalization is important. Once the product is supplied to the pharmacy or hospital, yeah, definitely a pharmacist is needed to dispense the drug. There also, it is going to help. This digital thing has come in where all patients' data, the previous data, prescriptions, everything is today digital. And during pandemic, what happened when the product is produced and we are supposed to promote to doctors? It was very pathetic for the pharma company initially because except corona, nothing was happened, nothing was treated. 80% of doctors did not open the clinic. They are also in the home, but patients are calling them. And so they started through whatever media available through WhatsApp, other media, started advising the people, patients. So we all invented locally multiple things. So that is the where digital marketing happened. And every company started using webinar, like how we are talking in Zoom call. Multiple promotion happened through these digital platforms. Pharma companies started promoting products digitally to doctors, which saved a lot of time, energy for the company as well as to the doctors. Now, most of the doctors don't want to go out of this digital promotion. They are telling, we want to know your product, just promote digitally. That way they are coming in. So, digital marketing or marketing through digital media was the only choice available for pharma industry during this pandemic, which is going to be there. Now, situation is normal. Our medical reps will be meeting doctor, but still the international Zoom meeting or say virtual media meeting happened. Multiple meeting is happening daily. The internationally somebody the technologies and product launch is becoming easier. So in marketing, digital is going to have a very important role. Finally, as I said, pharmacist, data management, patients' data, and even prescriptions today, drug to drug interaction, multiple options are available. Now, a lot of things has come in where if you feed patients prescription, it will trigger like drug 2 and drug 4 is having interaction. All those information is coming to pharmacists. We need not recall everything. So digitally, our latest pharmacist is empowered to do a prescription audit and talk to the patients, advise the patients and doctor. That is the kind of digital support we are having today. So friends, it's a very good initiative from Elets on talking on digital digital impact on pharma industry. But I'm going to tell you right from the birth of a drug, not even birth of a drug, the idea in some scientist's mind, right from that time till the patient consumes the product. Not only till it is consumed, what happened, even the expired drugs, pharmacovigilance, fully data management, blockchains and data management is very important in pharmacovigilance also. Even after the expiry of drugs, right from the birth to the expiry of the drugs, or even after the expiry of the drugs, digital is part and parcel of pharma industry today. We cannot run away from it. Frankly speaking, most of the pharma industry, including ours, we have started engaging digital, uh, not only technology, technical people, we have taken them in our payroll for some logistics and other things. We understood digital is part and parcel of our industry, and hence we are all learning ourselves and we are updating ourselves to take this as an opportunity and use for our business and also for the patient's welfare. With this, I once again thank our Elite Technologies for giving us the opportunity, particularly Dr. Ravi Gupta and team. And I'm sure the next 2 days deliberation with a lot of people, a lot of scientists is going to be very useful for all the people concerned. Thank you. All the best for your session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Seelanji. I think you highlighted excellently well from the idea to the production, R&D, and to the consumption and post consumption. You have the whole supply chain being managed through digital. And let me request our speakers to just briefly talk about that. How do you see the Indian pharma industry evolving over the next 3 years? Because things are changing dramatically globally and also in India. The world has dramatically changed in the last 1.5 years thanks to the pandemic. The economics, the political situation, the international relations, and there's a import, there are exports. A lot of things are happening, and it is impacting each industry. So, what is the future of Indian pharma sector in your projections for next 3 years, and your expectations out of the regulators and also out of the industry, and also the overall ecosystem? Dr. Patel, over to you.
Well, you see, the Indian pharma industry has shown its capability and the resilience that we have over the years, come what may. It's bound to keep doing well. Today, we are about 44 billion US dollar. The projection is that we will certainly touch about 100 billion in the next 3 to 4 years. It should happen. This pandemic has taught the industry and the bureaucrats and the government that if we work very closely, we can do far better. So it is now going to have continue. We are on the same side. You see, our DCGI also has been burning the midnight oil and giving quick approvals. Uh, People from the US FDA, the MHAR, they also know our capability. And with this virtual audits and all, things are happening faster than what it was happening before. So we are bound to do well. And our aim is not only to take care of the health and well-being of our own citizens, but also throughout the world, as Mr. Jaishilan said. Everybody is looking forward to see that India supplies the best medicine at competitive prices to them. And we are surely going to continue to keep rising. And a day will come when people will say that if it is medicines, it has to be India. We've shown our tenacity in vaccines. In a very short span, we have got the vaccines developed, got it approved. We had the capability of distributing it and also vaccinating our people. And now from January, we are going to practically vaccinate the whole world. So you can imagine, even 5 years ago, it was said that every third tablet consumed in the world is produced in India, and every third child vaccinated in the world is vaccinated by a vaccine made in India. So, if what all this achievements were 5 years ago, you can imagine what it is today and what it will be 5 years hence. So the pharma industry is bound to keep doing well, and we are all proud to be part of the pharma industry.
Fantastic, fantastic. I think that this is a great statement that Indians will be uh, playing an important role in the global pharma industry. We are already playing that role, but I think it will increase much a bigger way. So let me request our speaker, uh, Judge Silanji, to give your projections and thoughts about the next 3-4 years for Indian pharma industry.
Yeah, see, what Mr. Dara said is right. The entire world is looking for India only. Actually, we all know we are a very good, we are the leader in generic, and 40% of drugs used generic drugs used in US is from India. We all know that. But what I'm looking differently is in this pandemic, uh, we are seeing now Covaxin, our domestic vaccine, is being approved by multiple countries. I feel this is a very important beginning, milestone in the Indian pharma industry, because first time we are seeing a drug which is indigenously developed is been approved by the rest of the world. This is just a beginning. We all know, see, Western companies were pushing us or was ensuring that we are only with generic and we are not coming out with what you call like new drugs, another thing. Which what I'm telling, pushing means the cost of $2 billion cannot be invested by any Indian pharma company to bring a new product. Today, what happened during pandemic? Government, pharma industry worked together and brought a vaccine which has been approved very fast in India. Like he said, it has been used in India. There is not even a clinical trial needed. It was used in so many billions of people, which is the evident fact that the entire world is started approving the drug today. So what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing next 3 years, yeah, $100 billion in next 3 years easily possible. We are the champions in generic, but I am feeling our pharma giants will start coming with one new products one by one like this, blockbuster molecules, or say in every field they will start entering. This will be a game changer. And when this Covaxin is approved by so many countries, and soon it will be approved, I am feeling, by even US FDA and UK MHRA. What will happen is big giants from India will start working on new molecule. They will not depend on the international companies to give them new molecules. This would be a big game changer for our Indian pharma industry, and I am confident in next 5 to 10 years we will go with a lot of new molecule to the world, and thereby, see, though what we are telling is $44 billion is not even 3% of the global value. The global value will come only when you bring new molecule. Okay, if you want to take 10% of global value, you need to launch new molecule by giving volume of product production. For volume production, we are at number 3, but value we are at 11th, 12th rank. So what I'm trying to tell is, I'm seeing this one important aspect of approving indigenous products outside the world. I'm seeing is a very important game changer. And apart from that, as we discussed earlier, this digitalization, what we should understand is, friends, see, India, the strength is 3 things regarding pharma industry. We are good at pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmacy side. So we are able to do reverse engineering of any product. That is one of our strengths. Second is our English speaking skills, so that Western world or US FDA documentation was easy to us compared with China and other countries. Third important thing is our IT strength. Today, this digital thing, whatever we are talking, or what you people are going to talk next 2 days, pharma industry in India is at a very comfortable position compared with many other industries in the world. I'm talking on pharma industry in the other countries, where digital media or IT technology is very costly to them. As we all know, including US, the entire world is depending on for IT service only to Indian people. So that is an added advantage for us. But our advantage is we are entering into digital tool where our IT segment is going to help us. So they are going to travel side by side along with pharma industry. So this exclusive advantage, you take even US, they will have IT, but they may not be able to compete with Indian cost and quality in terms of production. So I feel pharma industry in India is well poised. Our position is better than any other world, including developed countries, because you need IT along with pharma science. Both are available only in India. So I feel with this, the growth of next 3 to 5 years would be predominantly very high. Not on, I'm talking only on the turnover. I'm talking on lot of value addition they are going to bring into the welfare of society and people. Thank you.
Great inputs. And lastly, I will talk about this imports, like API imports, which are happening from China, and Indian pharma industry has been dependent on it. So a lot of like discussion is happening around like self-reliance, so that we are not disrupted by another situation like pandemic whenever it happens. So what are the steps that are needed to make our Indian pharma industry more Atmanirbhar or self-reliant? And as Mr. Jasilan said, that we are just taking the 3% of the revenue. So if we have to take it to like 10%, what are the steps that are needed? So this is the last question of this session, which I am posing to our speakers. Mr. Patel. Please unmute, sir.
Sorry. API is a cause for concern for us, and we had told this to the government almost 10 years ago. We also went to the extent of saying it is worse than a war situation. Because say if tomorrow China decides to increase their prices without any justification, we have no choice and our costs would go up. There is a school of thought which used to say that China may stop supplying, but that was a rarity. That would not happen, and I don't think it will happen, because after all, we are also one of the largest consumers. So where will they sell it? So we are not afraid about China not supplying, but we are afraid of the Chinese prices going up, as a result of which our prices will go up. So now government has realized, and they have started supporting the API industry with this production linked incentive scheme. A number of companies have come forward, and in the next 3 to 5 years, this dependence on China, which is almost 60 to 70% today, will certainly come down, but it will remain to at least 40%. I don't think we can go up to that level, because we need strong willpower from our manufacturers to run that extra mile and start your API manufacturing again, or step it up. And also support from the government is also required, which the Chinese manufacturers have, as far as land is concerned, labor is concerned, electricity is concerned, volumes are there. So all that we are aware of, and we are also trying to now fall in line with that. So as I said, in the next 3 to 5 years, the scenario will certainly change to the advantage of India. I don't think the country should be over perturbed about the situation, which is already prevailing for the last 10 years, but we are now working in the right direction.
Fantastic. So I think like right steps are getting taken. Mr. Seelan, over to you. Your remarks on this.
Yeah, as he said, Mr. Dara said, see, I view personally China actually is not. See, it is a business-oriented country. See, all those border issue and other things, what they are doing is just they want to do with any country. They want to do more business with that country.
Yes.
As he said, they cannot stop API and all, because their main consumer is India. Okay, so their main consumer is India. In fact, our government is trying to put more tax, and we are telling don't import from China. It is not that China want to actually sell more products to India. That is the situation. So I don't expect any shortage of materials and all. Here, friends, what we need to really understand is, see, the fermentation products, mainly vitamins and antibacterials, we are depending on China. But remember, this technology went from India only to China. We were champions in 1970s for fermentation. We were doing at small level. What China did, the government intervened. They made they not doubled the capacity. They made all capacity at least 20, 30 times bigger than India. And that is the reason the cost optimization happened. And further, we had a price control in India where we need to match the price within for formulation within the stipulated level. Only if we buy products from China, the API cost is affordable to give the product to this level. How China is able to give that cost is their capacity is at least 20 to 25 times bigger than this was the secret, which now today Indian companies started understanding. Now today, if you see big APIs like ibuprofen or paracetamol, our Indian players API is bigger than China. And we are started focusing on some products like government, I said, started focusing on some 43, 45 API where our, see, we are having all technology. We know how to make it cost effective. Some kind of support coming from government and you also make a bigger capacity, naturally we will beat China. See, they are nowhere near to us in formulation. Formulation is the key, right? Formulation needs API. So, if API is not coming from China, we are capable of producing any API. Only thing cost will be initially higher, later it can be optimized. What I'm trying to tell is China factor need not be worried. Our Indian pharma industry is capable of handling it. Coming back to your question of making it to 3% share to 10% share, as I said, definitely new molecule entry is important. At least 5 to 10 new molecule coming from Indian company, we will achieve 10%. So we need to, our company started focusing there. Here, I am going to tell you another opportunity which is like, we all know during pandemic, everybody started taking a lot of natural drugs, viral, right? Lot of hopes are available for natural Ayurvedic, our indigenous medicine. The impact is very high. Even the other countries are looking for our turmeric extract, all those things today. So what I'm trying to tell you is we are very strong there. We have not explored that area. So Indian pharma industry exploring phytochemical and other natural ingredient opportunity in pharma, that is another opportunity for helping us to bridge the gap of 3% to 10%. And today, even medical device, Indian companies started working very well. Lot of things are happening indigenously today after this pandemic. They are also going to help growth of the pharma today. Medical device is also come in regulation under drug, as we all know. So what I'm trying to tell is new molecule, they are exploring the opportunity and continuously will be the leader in the generic because as we discussed earlier through this digital tools, we are going to strengthen. See, the real-time data and sharing of real-time data transparently online is very important in clinical trials and clinical data management, which was very well, is a very big scope for India. We all know some 7 8 years before India, that industry was emerging. Later, we had small hiccup. Now we are growing. So in pharma, this data management, artificial intelligence, all those things is helping clinical trial industry, CRO industry to grow strongly. So put together, new CRO, some contribution from medical device to pharma companies, natural drugs, phytochemical, bringing new molecule, continue your effort on generic drugs, which is going out of patent next 3 5 years. All these things put together, I'm confident we will reach near to 8 to 10% soon. Thank you.
Fantastic inputs, Mr. Yes, Hiranji. And you have added another dimension about the Indian traditional medicines, which is again an untapped opportunity which in India can look at. So over to our colleague Garima for closing the session.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for such deep insights about the future of the pharmaceutical industry. And we were honored to hear you, sir. May I now request Dr. Ravi Gupta, along with our guest, to unveil the e edition of our e-health magazine?
So we have our digital edition of our e-health magazine, which is focusing on the pharma sector. So we have inputs, articles from some of the leaders in this sector who are the experts. And so this is a virtual issue, and it will be on our e-health portal where people can read it, and all the articles will be accessible on the portal and also on our social media. So requesting all our eminent guest of the inaugural session to virtually unveil the session, unveil this magazine. So
Good.
thank you.
All the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
sir.
sir. And we are also glad to announce that moving ahead from the virtual world, we are going to have an in-person event on 14th of January in Delhi, which is the third edition of the Diagnostic Leadership Summit. And this is going to be on the co-creation of a futuristic diagnostic sector. So we hope that we have a large presence here, and this is being done in support with NABL. So we are looking forward to your presence also, sir, in this event. The venue will be announced shortly.
It is
And
January or December?
so
December, sir.
December, 14th of
You
December.
okay? You said January, so
My apologies, sir. My apologies. So thank you so much for your presence, gentlemen. And we have a small token from our end, which is a virtual certificate for your participation in this inaugural session. And we are honored to present this to Mr. J. Jayasilan for his presence and for sharing his valuable inputs and expertise. And we also have a certificate for Mr. Darabi Patel for your insights about the future of the sector, sir. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
presence, sir.
Thank you.
Deeply indebted. We will now proceed towards a small break, and we would be back again at 11 a.m. to take the proceedings further. Thank you so much
Let
for your
me
presence. Yeah, sure.
thank
let me
Thank you.
just thank both our speakers, Mr. Patel and Mr. Jayasilan. I really enjoyed your speeches and really learned a lot in this session itself. Thank you so much. We are honored
Thank you.
to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the opportunity and all the best.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Jay.
Thank
See you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir. See you. Bye.